What is the most unexpected thing you've seen a loved one do? About 4 years ago, I played in a band with some friends from my hometown. We had a gig scheduled in Liverpool, UK, and about 10 of us traveled there in a few cars. We performed for a small audience of around 25 people, but despite the size, we gave it our all and had a fantastic time. After the show, we were all excited and decided to explore Liverpool. Among our group was a friend we'll call Jim, who considered himself quite the charmer. However, he didn't have much luck with the ladies in Liverpool, which was all in good fun. Despite his less than stellar evening, Jim kept his spirits up, trying to strike up conversations with women, occasionally unintentionally amusing their male friends. After a night of dancing and enjoying ourselves, we decided to grab some late-night food and then headed back to our place of accommodation. One of our friends generously offered to let all 10 of us stay at his student house, a converted old Victorian townhouse that could accommodate a large group. Unfortunately, when we arrived, all the rooms were already occupied by other students except for one. The only couple among us claimed the only available bedroom, leaving the rest of us with the living room and hallway for sleeping. Jim hadn't returned with us, so we assumed he had met someone and decided to spend the night with her. Back at the house, we started sipping on the remaining drinks and rolled a few joints. As time passed, the atmosphere became more relaxed, with some people dozing off and others engaged in quiet conversations. Then, unexpectedly, we heard some loud noises from outside, including shouting and commotion. Some of us peered through the curtains and realized that it was Jim causing the disturbance. He was walking down the street, knocking over trash cans and causing a bit of chaos, all while shedding a few tears. Concerned for his well-being, we hurried outside to check on him. When we got to him, he had already calmed down a bit and was complaining about his lack of success that night. We brought him back into the house and chose to overlook the ruckus he had caused outside. Fortunately, there were no sofas left in the living room, so Jim had no choice but to sleep on the hallway sofa. After that incident, we finished the partially smoked joints, dimmed the lights, and settled down for the night. It was now around 3 to 4 a.m. Suddenly, the living room door burst open, and a narrow end of a sofa squeezed its way through the door frame at an astonishing speed, courtesy of Jim's efforts. Before we knew it, a new sofa had taken center stage in the room, with Jim lounging on it. We shared an awkward chuckle, but by that point, we weren't particularly surprised and went back to sleep. However, Jim noticed a peculiar object in the room, an inflatable novelty item. Instead of ignoring it, he started to interact with it in a playful manner, not taking things too seriously. We initially thought he was just trying to make us laugh with his antics. But to our surprise, Jim continued to playfully engage with the item, causing it to deflate gradually. As it lost air, he made lighthearted comments, but nothing beyond that. All the while, the rest of us either pretended to be asleep or were genuinely asleep, thinking it was all in good fun. The next morning, I woke up to the soft morning sunlight filtering through the curtains, warming my face. I glanced around the room and saw Jim sitting with the deflated item, which had become damaged in the process. There was no harm done, and everyone was safe and sound. It turned out to be just another amusing moment in our memorable night in Liverpool.